Hello, I'm back yet again. So this skit I'm looking at was with Shayla and Anthony. So Shayla looking at some kind of podcast, whatever, when the woman was talking about the man leaving his wife or his mistress, and she said that's she's surprised about that because men usually really don't leave their wives for their mistress or whatever. And so she wanted to, Anthony was getting ready to leave and whatnot. So then she gonna turn around and be like, say, babe, come here. Let me ask you a question before you go. But don't talk to me like I'm me. And he was like, well, who am I supposed to talk to you like? You know, talk to me like Piari or your Dalen. See, she really jealous of Piari because he tells Piari everything. And he really don't talk to her about much. So he's like, okay. He said, talk to me like I'm a friend or whatever. You can't handle it if he talks to you like a friend. Do know that. Shayla. So she went on to ask, why is it that married men prefer other women over their wives? So, it kind of caught him off guard. And he's like, why you asking me that? Babe, it's just been heavy on my mind. Like, my dad having a mistress in our situation. I was just wondering why men invest so much into actually marrying a woman, but then they just find their true happiness with someone else. Just because they find somebody else, that don't mean that they have found their true happiness with somebody else. It could be something going on in their relationship that's not pleasing to him, or they could be fighting or whatever, and and he run into somebody else. But that don't mean that's his true happiness. That's just his comfort at that moment. So Shayla don't really have the answers like she's supposed to have them, because in her mind she's thinking elsewhere. So he was like, that's that algorithm, you be looking at them podcasts and stuff like that. And she was like, no, baby, it's just a random story time, and it's got me thinking, but I'm not a man, so I can't fully understand it, and I can't grasp the concept. That's why I'm asking you. And he said, well, I can't speak for other men. I can only speak for myself. And then he was like, are you trying to equate this with our situation? No. This girl had another to say, I feel like ours is different. Sorry, I had a phone call. Okay, so when he was saying you're not trying to equate that with our relationship, and she had the nerve of saying like, no, baby, because what you and I have is different. How is it different when y'all doing the same thing? What's different about it? Like really, like, I found my soulmate and you found your soulmate in me. You can't tell him that you are his soulmate. He has to say that. He haven't found his soulmate in you because he's still trying to get back with his wife. So he did not find his soulmate in you. And you didn't find your soulmate in him. This is a fairy tale relationship that you and Anthony are in. This is something you've been dreaming about ever since you met that man and saw him that one time. So I'm like, this girl is really in a fairy tale world. So she was like, but it just seems to be a thing. Like I mean, like I said, like I'm not a man, but what she was saying, I'm not a man, but it just seems like a thing, like I'm not a man. So why do men prefer other women when they actually invested in trying and marrying a woman? That's what she want to know. I guess she's trying to find out this stuff. Now it matters because your mama is going through it. So now you want to try to understand it, because you didn't care nothing about none of this before your mama start going through it. See, when your mama start going through it, she going through the same thing Amber going through, and now you trying to figure out why this and why that. And he was like, if you'd have talked to somebody 30, 40 years, you might get bored. Yeah, it might get boring. I mean, it could get boring, or maybe they just want something new. She said, something new. See, you done put something in a person that's not mentally stable. You put that in her mind, saying they want something new. And then he was like, well, I know, and not just something new, just something new and different. Maybe they are looking, they are lacking at home, and they're out there trying to find something else that they're lacking at the house. and the other person provides, or is they truly? She said, is it that or is it truly that men just don't want to commit, or they just rushing to get married or stuff like that? And it's like she's going off and on with that question and stuff. And I was like, this girl is really tripping. And he was like, no, no, no. He said, some men are just selfish because they'll marry a person just so the person don't go nowhere or don't get with somebody else, or they just literally marry for love. And she was like, okay, he said, because it's a choice, right? And she was like, yeah. So she still wasn't understanding what he was talking about. And she said he was just saying that he just believed that he said he believed that men got married for love. They can't get married for financial gain. Here she go, gold digger. They can. He was like, yeah, but that's rare. They really not getting them. Now women, they can marry for financial gain. That's what it is. It's pretty much doing it. He's pretty much doing it for love. That's what he was saying. He's pretty much doing it for love. So, yeah, it's nothing special about. She said, well, what about the mistress? Why? What about the mistress? He's like, it's nothing special, about the mistress. It may just be something exciting. Yeah, it might be just something exciting. So he was like, did I answer all your questions? She's went on and still said, not really. Then here she come with this old exotic call girl voice. Well, baby, I hope that you are fulfilled and you feel a thrill with me. Girl, only thing y'all doing is sleeping together. That's all y'all doing. So if you call that being fulfilled and that a thrill, that's what y'all was doing when y'all was sneaking around. So now it should be a whole different ball game. Not just you still sleeping with this man and that's all you think that's going to help him. That's not just going to help him. The man is a businessman. He need a go-getter like him, a power couple. And you are not that. So he just really told you why he messing with you. But he didn't leave Amber. He left the house because he was scared of Amber. That's why he left, because if he wasn't scared of her, he'd still be at that house right now. He already told you that house ain't big, the apartment ain't big enough. That's why he at Priara's house. So, whatever questions you asking, only thing that stayed in your head was special and new. Nothing else. So, girl, goodbye. So, y'all let me know what y'all think about that.